Very good color, very youthful. Some purple to it. Looks warmish climate. Purple red rim, a little touch of pink. So maybe 1 to 3 years old, somewhere thereabouts. A little bit of, yeah, definitely color in the legs. Nothing significant other than that. Well, it's not as ripe as I expected. There's nothing wrong with it. Kind of a red currant jam kind of nose. Black cherry, blackberry, blueberry, blackberry, blueberry. Interesting. Blackberry, blueberry, red jelly, jamish kind of stuff. Is it a blend? Doesn't seem to be one thing or the other. You can see all the color showing up in the legs here. Pretty extracted. But in terms of spice, nothing very floral to it. Maybe dried roses or something like that. But in terms of spice, it's not over the top in terms of spice. So though it looks really extracted, doesn't seem Australian or American and that kind of oak. You know, we've extracted the hell out of it, so let's bury it in oak. You know, this is instead. Oh, there's a little touch of carrot in there too. Boy, it's a blend like it's overripe and underripe. I'm really a bit baffled by this wine. Spice is a little sawdusty, perhaps a little American oak. No, I wouldn't go there. Walnuts. Smells tannic. Smells like it's got significant barrel, but not a lot of new barrel. It smells like walnuts. Black pepper. Clove, not too much clove. Okay. Wow, there's an interesting little blueberry note. This thing's really interesting. In terms of herbs and vegetables, there's a little bit of a dried bean smell to it. So it's not that ripe. In other words, there's something a little underripe. Earth is fractured rock, dusty dirt. There's some earth here. There's even a little bit of volatile acidity, and that's why I came up with that jam note. This is going to be really interesting. I have no idea what I'm drinking here. Wow. Dusty, tannic, very dry. Not very dry, but certainly dry. Moving towards very dry. Dusty earth right now, really dusty earth, dried rock, dry rock I should say, cracked rock. Somebody's just breaking rock apart in my mouth right now. All that fruitiness, bye-bye. Okay, so definitely old world kind of material here. VA, it's not the cleanest wine I've had. It's like somebody dosed it with 10% stinky Barossa Austrian Shiraz in there. So there's this weird overripe note in amongst all this earth and dried fruit. So I'm trying to decide if it's Italian or French, but that's the world I'm in. Dried, spiced, red plums, black plums, skins. It is tart enough for Italy, but it has so much smoky oak now in the finish that I'm finding myself really a little torn here. Okay, kind of a smoky cedar note. Now it's going all Bordeaux on me. Okay. Tannic. This is like old school Bordeaux. They don't make them like this anymore, but apparently someone does. It is a ripe but not overripe vintage, like an 06 or 07, or that's to say an underripe to ripe vintage, but certainly not overripe. But there's something overripe to it, so it's, well, you know how it is. You just got to roll the dice at some point and go, here's what it is. It's old school Bordeaux, but new school too. It's just that the grapes aren't in the greatest of shape. They're letting the acids hang up there a little bit, along with some overripeness. So it's like they've made a kind of oxidative kind of wine. In other words, they weren't scrupulous about getting it into barrel and all that stuff because they're kind of old school. They want a little bit of funk growing in there. 06, 07, 07. So old school Bordeaux. See what we got. Sorry. There we are. Oh, all right. Well, close enough. 07 Mataran, which is southwest France, which utilizes grapes that used to be grown in Bordeaux, so old school Bordeaux, not bad. Dodging a bullet on this one. This is mostly Tannat. Might be some Merlot, might be some Malbec in it. I have to check, have to look it up. But Tannat tends to be tannic, hence, if you will, the name. But it is indeed a Bordeaux-styled wine, not far from Bordeaux, but different, old school, kind of overripe. Yeah, close enough. You get a sense of what's going on in there, but it still finishes very tart, not very tart, but tart and very dusty, earthy.